I've mentioned the compounding effect multiple times on this channel, along with the fact that the actions you do on a day to day basis end up having a massive impact on your life in the long term. So, in this video, I'm just going to go through 6 habits that I think will set me up for a fun and fulfilling life. But first, as always, subscribe and stick around to the end to implement these tips and tricks into your life. Now, the first habit that I like to do on a daily basis is meditation. And while that may seem quite generic and quite obvious, many people understand how to meditate, but they don't quite understand why they should meditate and what the benefits are to it. And this means people often procrastinate doing it quite a lot of the time. But the reason is, when you meditate, when you start to relax, sit down in a chair or on the floor or whatever, and you just like focus on your breathing or focus on your senses, you put a lot of concentration into doing that activity, and your mind will eventually start to wander off. Your thoughts will kind of not be focused on breathing or your senses anymore. Your breathing will get more shallow, and your thoughts will end up thinking about something completely unrelated to meditation, or something completely unrelated to whatever happened in your day in general. And then when your mind then brings your thoughts back to the present moment, back to breathing, back to focusing on your senses, this is essentially plus 1 rep for the brain. This is like plus 1 rep for your mental strength, for your brain power, for your brain capacity, and your ability to kind of cope with things inside of your brain. And the fact is, when you do 10 minutes of meditation every single day, this may be like plus 6 or plus 7 reps every single meditation session. And if you do this for every day for a year, that is nearly plus 1,000, maybe even more reps per year. And once that year goes by, your brain capacity, your mental strength will end up being so much more than what it previously was before, and your ability to deal and cope with things, cope with stress, and cope with problems in your life is going to be so much better than what it previously was a year back. And that is one of the main and crucial benefits to meditation, along with becoming a more focused and mindful person, which is a lovely benefit that I also recommend doing meditation for. And the second habit that I do on a day to day basis is reading. And many people think reading is quite a geeky or nerdy thing, and a lot of people agree with that. 50% of people, once they leave school or leave graduation, never pick up a single book again in their life. And the fact is, this is because people don't understand the difference between education and schooling. Many people confuse the two together, but education is entirely unrelated from your school experience. There are things that are taught in school that you may not be interested in, and there may be things that you're interested in that are not taught in school whatsoever. And at this point, it's up to you to educate yourself on the topics that interest you and keep your brain active. Because when you read, when you learn new things and therefore implement them inside of your life, it's also essentially like another plus 1 rep for the brain, and that helps to keep your brain active and improve your mental strength as well. But along with this, educating yourself is a really beneficial thing when you are interested in topics like maybe it's sports, football, racing, and maybe it's something like science or health or maths. Maybe it's social skills or like improving your relationship with money and other people. All this kind of stuff you can use, and you can get better with this stuff through reading and through educating yourself, but it's unlikely that you'll be able to improve this stuff through continuous years of the education system in school, because school often doesn't teach you about everything and about this kind of stuff. So as I said before, it's up to you to educate yourself on the topics that interest you, and I wish you good luck with that. Now, the third habit that I like to implement on a day-to-day basis is journaling. Now, journaling is something that I actually look forward to when I do it every single day, and unlike other habits that sometimes may seem like a bit of a chore on some days, journaling is something that I look forward to pretty much every single day. And that's because I'm quite an introspective person, and this means that I'm quite able to like analyze my thoughts and feelings in like a very good way. And this is what you do when you deep journal. You list down and write down your thoughts and feelings. You ask yourself and your mind and soul different kind of questions about things that happen during your day, different kind of people, different kinds of topics going on in the world, or different kinds of events and stuff like that. And because I'm quite an introspective person, this is quite an enjoyable task for me, just analysing my thoughts and feelings and stuff that happened during my day. But along with deep journaling, I also like to do this thing called gratitude journaling. Now, gratitude journaling is the act of being more grateful for something. When you're grateful for something, say it's your water bottle, your bed, your clothing, your friends or your parents, all this kind of stuff, when you're grateful for it, it really helps to improve your mental health and your happiness, because when you're grateful for something, it's like a positive, when you're grateful for something, it's essentially a positive thought. And when you have a positive thought, that is basically just a positive feeling, because your thoughts influence your feelings. You cannot have negative thoughts yet feel positive, and have positive thoughts yet feel negative. So when you are grateful for something and have that positive thought, you will feel so much more positive once you've done your gratitude journaling compared to what you were before. And if you do this every single day, 3 things, maybe it's in the evening or in the morning, that you're currently grateful for, if you do that every single day, you will be so much more happier by the end of the year. And being happy is something that everyone wants and everyone aspires to, and gratitude journaling is quite a good way to get that. Now, the fourth habit that I like to do on a daily basis is my morning routine. And my morning routine is not something incredibly complicated that many people try to like overcomplicate their morning routines with things like skincare, getting up incredibly early and stuff like that, which while has its time and place with getting up early and stuff like that, and it's something that I've done a lot in the past, my morning routine currently just consists of me waking up at 7 o'clock every day, bang on, with my alarm. I get out of bed and I immediately go outside. Now, going outside once you wake up has so many benefits to it, including increased productivity and happiness and testosterone and stuff during the day. When you get immediate sunlight, you get that kind of vitamin D, you get that the UV rays on your skin, and then you get that vitamin D boost. And that's obviously going to increase a lot of stuff in your health, like your testosterone, which also helps to help stuff with your other health and stuff like that. But also, it just makes you more of a productive person, because along with the fact that I stay outside for maybe 5 to 10 minutes, I also just do a few little exercises, such as my ab exercises. I try to do maybe some handstands and stuff like that. And while I like to train abs and stuff, because I'm currently like on a bulk and stuff, so if I train abs every day, hopefully that means that I don't get so fat and I can still kind of proportionally grow and keep my abs while I'm bulking and while I'm gaining weight and gaining muscle in other areas around my body. And that's just a simple morning routine that I do every single day without fail, and it really helps me to be more of a productive and happy person if I just go outside, look at the fruits and vegetables that we're growing in our garden, and do some handstands and ab exercises. And after this, I eat breakfast, and then I shower, and then I go on to do my deep work, whether it's scripting videos, whether it's recording videos, or whether I'm like going out with my friends for that day, or going out with family and stuff like that. And that's a lovely morning routine that I do that sets me up nice and perfectly for the day. And I'll be doing a video on morning routines in the future, but until then, it's quite a simple thing to do. Just do handstands, or you may not even like to do handstands or abs and stuff, but just do a few exercises while spending 5 to 10 minutes outside, and you will see so much increased productivity and happiness throughout your life if you just do this every single day for an entire year. And the fifth habit that I like to do every single day is exercise. Now, exercise doesn't exactly consist of just going to the gym, going on a run or a walk or whatever, but now I've come to realize that exercising is something completely different to what you may currently think it is. I used to just exercise in the gym, I used to do my weightlifting, and eventually after like a couple months, 6 months or so, my workout routines got quite easy. I wasn't exactly feeling the pains in my chest or my arms as I was when I first started, and now I understand that this meant that I just needed to change up my routine slightly. I needed to change up my routine, add a few things in that would make my routine either harder or mean that I can actually just gain more muscle and improve my progress in the gym. And one of these things was doing the handstands and the abs that I mentioned in the morning routine section of this video, but the other thing was standing up in between my workout sets. Now, I used to sit down in between my workout sets. If I was doing a bench press, I'd sit down on the bench and like set a timer and then just like think or go on my phone or whatever. But now I like to stand up in between workout sets because it increases the blood flow to different parts of your body, and this means that it will increase performance throughout all your sets. Instead of your first set maybe being 10 reps, and then your second set being like 9 reps, and then your third set being like 7 reps, if you stand up in between your sets, your first set may be 10 reps, your second set may be 10 reps, and then your third set will be 9 reps. And that is with just a simple thing like standing up in between your workout sets. And that makes your workout so much harder, and it also means that you can make more progress inside of the gym. And another thing that I've started to do that like takes a lot of discipline, and a simple thing that I just do at the end of my workouts now, is a little stretch. If it's like a chest day or a shoulder day, an arm day or whatever, I'll just like stretch out my arms, I'll stretch out my lats, I'll stretch out my chest, my shoulders, or my legs if it's a leg day. And that just means that I will have increased recovery, and the next time that I go to do my workout, I'll be able to do more sets and more reps compared to what I would have done if I hadn't done my stretching, or if I hadn't done my stretching, I wouldn't have been able to do as many reps, and henceforth not gain as much muscle, which is not what we want. And I wanted to make progress much quicker than what I was currently because I was kind of on a plateau at this point, and so I decided to implement a few new things into my workout routine, and these little habitual things like stretching and standing up in between my workout sets really help me. And these are habitual things that you can certainly try to implement, along with just implementing exercise in general. Because if that is something that you're currently struggling to do, just going on a run or a walk or hitting like a 30-minute gym session every single day, that is something that is perfectly fine and will set you up to have a fun and fulfilling life when you do that every day across the entire year. And the sixth and final habit that I do on a day-to-day basis, which I think is one of the most important, yet one of the most unknown habits that I've ever come across on self-improvement, and this is experience gratitude. Many people, and it's not really called experience gratitude, it's actually got a different name called homework for life, but I decided to call it experience gratitude because that is essentially what it is. What you do is you open a Google document, or you write down something on a page, you get some pen and paper, and you have to like write down an experience that you may have had in school or with friends or with your family, and this can be from 5 to 10 years ago, and it can essentially just be absolutely anything that you think of at the time. And this could be from anything from playing with your friends when you were 5 years old, or going out to pizza with your family, and all this kind of stuff. You become grateful for it, and you become a more positive person as you start to write about this stuff. And I started doing this initially to try increase my YouTube viewer times and my YouTube analytics and statistics and stuff like that by telling stories at the start of my videos. But as I did this, I understood that it actually helped improve my mental health so much, because as I wrote down all my stories, I became so much more grateful for these experiences, and it just improved my mental health and positive energy so much. And even if you're not a YouTuber, it's really something that I recommend you doing, because it really improved my mental health, and I honestly think that it can improve yours, because you'll become so much more grateful for these experiences, which you would have never ever become grateful for, because you're not ever really grateful for experiences when you come to do things like your gratitude journaling. And that's all for this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found value out of these 6 habits that I implement inside of my daily life that I think will set me up for a fun and fulfilling life. And if you implement these 6 habits, I think you'll live a fun and fulfilling life too. So as always, I recommend subscribing, because I like this community of young tribal people who are willing to improve themselves so much more than they already have, and good luck.